welcome to the Blade Job. I am High Voltage Scott Perkins.
I'm James Trainer, and
I'm Tommy Collins.
Nice.
So,
what's up, guys?
You know what? It's been a long day. We'll let someone, the 30-something people that are probably going to hear this.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. A little backstage information that we've been recording for the past couple of hours.
I want to go home, and they won't let me.
We won't. You're not allowed. This episode was fun because we just kind of rambled on. We kind of got a lot of things off of our chest about pro wrestling in its current state. So check us out on Twitter at The Blade Job Show. Check out Scott Perkins at
High Voltage 1987.
And THC Tommy Collins at
Blade Job Collins.
Of course, check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/thebladejob. If you're on YouTube, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. And, of course, check out the website, thebladejob.com. Enjoy this episode. Hopefully, you'll maybe agree with some of the stuff we talked about. And if you don't, you can leave us nasty YouTube comments, because that's what happens.
Yeah, that's true. Constructive criticism is good.
And destructive.
Is less good?
Start the show.
James Trainer, Tommy Collins.
What?
We've been doing a few of these shows, huh?
I know, right?
2, 5.
So, one thing that I would like to talk about is not just one thing, because each episode has been about one thing. We should do an episode about how little things that don't necessarily need a full episode.
When they, grind at you?
Ranting and complaining.
Like mess with your gears?
Well,
Yes.
we can talk about good things, too.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't just have to rant.
Well, I'm gonna.
Says you.
Great. Fuck.
Women's wrestling. I believe it was our first episode. We talked about women's wrestling.
Was our first episode.
One thing that I have noticed recently about women's wrestling is weird, pervy dudes. And how they are...
Everywhere?
Well, they're everywhere, but they're also, very present on social media, on female wrestlers' social media.
I feel like, obviously it's been around for a while because
Yes.
it's been weird pervy dudes, but it all kind of started...
Since MySpace.
Well, yeah.
Far before that.
It really kind of,
Jesus.
in pro wrestling, it really came into prevalence not in the mainstream media when that kid smacked Bailey on the ass.
Alexa Bliss.
Bliss on the ass. And then it something changed, and you're about to talk about what changed.
I still enjoy watching women's wrestling, and the only problem is now live, it feels weird to cheer or make any sort of sound for fear of looking like a creep. We recently went to a Beyond show, and there was a women's match.
You mean Far Beyond Wrestling in Worcester,
Wrestling.
Mass? That was a great show.
And the women's match, the whole room was dead silent because I don't think anybody wanted to make any sort of noise and then be that creepy weirdo.
In no shape or form do I want to get political in any way. That's kind of the way of the world right now, is I don't want to offend these women in any way, but at the same time I do want to cheer them. So we were talking before the show, there were 2 matches involving women at the Beyond show. There was Purrazzo
Diana?
Yeah, her, whose name I'm never, ever going to remember how to pronounce properly, versus Penelope Ford. And there was also an intergender tag match between Team Pog and the Gentleman's Club. The thing that I noticed was during the Pog Gentleman's Club match, they were doing overtly sexual, like they were doing half really great tag team wrestling and half kind of comedy. They were poking fun at the, Orange Cassidy is Orange Cassidy. His whole gimmick is he's fucking weird.
Freshly squeezed.
He's freshly squeezed. And they were doing
apathetic
like
as fuck.
like these overtly kind of like, pervy spots with him. And it was like, can I laugh at this?
Right.
And that's the thing is I wanted to, like, I really enjoyed the match, but like, where's the line these days? I don't want any male, female, adult, child, whatever competitor in this sport. The children, LPW. We'll talk about that after the show. There was a child involved who's awesome. Yeah, no, right. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. It's like Joey Ryan comes out there and literally flaunts his dick at everyone.
That's true.
You wouldn't go up to Joey Ryan after the show and just grab him by the junk.
Yeah, no, it's gonna break your hand.
Other than that. So you shouldn't, after a show, go up to Jordan Grace and go, man, you're super hot and I love your assets. I'm thinking of the most nice way I can
Jerry
say that.
Lawler.
Well, it's a thing. Like, you wouldn't do it to a male competitor. Why should you do it to a female competitor?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's weird because with Joey Ryan, everybody loses their shit because they're like, oh, this guy's hilarious. But then if a woman is involved, it's just like, oh no, this is awkward. Like, I don't know. It sucks.
Coming from the industry that coined the bra and panties match, it's sexualization has been part of the industry for a long time. Now, voluntary, sexual content, like, oh God, who was it recently? Shit. See, I'm blanking right now. But like if they're making a joke, if they're trying to do a performance piece, what's the difference between a female doing something perverted in a movie and a female doing something perverted in a wrestling ring? Either way, it's a performance piece, and they shouldn't be harassed for it, and everyone should be able to enjoy the show. I am not condoning any of the assholes in the crowd who like, show your tits! Like,
Yeah,
that's just...
fuck those guys.
We're beyond that late 90s WWF bullshit.
We should be.
We should be. There are always going to be assholes. There's
Right.
always going to be pieces of shit who think that these are objects for their sexual desires.
Right. And it's on the other side of the coin, it's not, it's female wrestlers generally are attractive women, and that's fine, but it's like you were saying, it's not fine to go, show us your tits, nice ass, sweetheart, like that kind of shit, knock it off. But I just hate how, because of assholes like that, we, like, everyone else in the crowd is basically silent.
I remember, Tommy Collins, you had something to say.
Yeah,
I
go
see it
on.
in your eyes. We were at WrestleMania 31, and the Raw the next night, there was a 6-women tag match.
It was a 6 diva tag match.
That was still divas, yes. And there was a situation that arose during the match that bordered on offensive, but it was taken in strides. So the crowd, I mean, we all know the crowd after WrestleMania is unruly, usually drunk. So the crowd decided to start chanting at Nikki Bella, "You suck, Cena." And it happened. Now, whether that was an appropriate chant or not, whatever. But Nikki Bella took it in strides. Nikki Bella turned around, she looked dead at the crowd, and she gave a shrug and a smile. You know, whether or not it was considered offensive, she rolled with it. She's a performer. And sometimes stupid people do stupid things. I agree that this is causing a problem because social media, as you brought up, is a huge problem because people are anonymous. You can say whatever the fuck you want and you can get away with it because there's no repercussions. At a live show, I think a lot of these assholes run the risk of getting taken down because I've talked about it before. We've talked about it before. You know, at a Beyond show, we might not all be friends, but we're all family. When we're in that room, we're family because we all share one thing, and that is a love for professional wrestling. And in a weird roundabout way, if you think of it as we're a family when we're there, those wrestlers are one of us, and we are one of them. We're all together in that. And don't talk shit about the people that are putting their lives on the line for us.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think, too, like you were saying about at a live show, they don't want to be called out as an asshole. I think that really extends to everyone. Like, no one wants to be one person that starts cheering, and everyone just looks at them and, well, like you were saying earlier, they're like, this pervert.
Yeah. Like,
But
nobody
also
wants
feel
to be that guy.
No, yeah, right. So everyone's quiet, but I honestly feel like if one person had started cheering, everyone else would have too.
Yeah.
You know what I like? No one wanted to be the first one, but I feel like if someone had, it would have like broke that tension.
There's just a problem right now with people are scared. Right. You know, because of things that have, you know what, and I'm not saying that the pervy guys are going to go away because they're not, but I'm going to say that this latest round of, oh shit, like everyone, eggshells, walk on them, will pass, and we'll be able to, you know, like we went to a Women's Wrestling Revolution show in beginning of September.
Was it September or the end of August?
I don't know, whatever.
It was around then.
And the crowd was hot. I mean, the crowd was, you know, having a great time. Yeah. And then the difference between then and the last Beyond show we went to, where everyone's just hushed. You know, we had two of the top independent female talents in New England. I mean, Purrazzo's worldwide at this point, and people were silent. It wasn't because of in-ring quality. They did fine.
I don't think I mentioned that. It was a decent match, you know. Nothing wrong with the match itself. It deserved cheers, but it just got the dead fish clap at the end, you know, like golf clap at the end.
Everyone was timid. No one wanted to go cheer too much,
right,
and take it past that
be
line.
Overzealous.
Right, yeah, get too overzealous.
Think of later in the night when Janela came out to face AR Fox. Go watch it on Beyond Demand. It was amazing. You know,
long time.
Janela cut a promo. His exact words were, "Look at Penelope Ford. Look how fucking hot she is." Like, and it was like, just we moved past it. We moved past all of it for 1 minute, where it was just like, this is a performance piece. That's part of his character. This is everything.
I don't think any of that was part of his character. I think
that's just Joey Janela.
I'm not sure if Joey Janela has a character. Yeah.
Right. He's really just a bad boy.
Yeah.
That sounds so creepy when I say it.
It sounds creepy when you say it.
It sounds creepy when a lot of people say it.
Especially me.
Yeah, you mainly.
So I want to talk actually about another thing that happened at the same Beyond show, and it's happened at a bunch of indie shows.
What's that, James?
I hate you. I don't know. Just something about you. Just
I get that a lot.
It's your face. It's punchable.
Yeah, that's what my dad says.
Oh. So this has happened at a couple of shows. There was some dude in the crowd. It might be the same dude at multiple shows.
Probably is.
Who tried to start a CM Punk chant and got fucking hate you, and he got booed out of the goddamn building. Now, obviously, people are still a little salty. I just use that in an official context, and that hurts me.
I hate you.
I do too.
Something about you. Probably that you said salty.
Yeah, I know.
Not talking about fries.
CM Punk's departure from WWE. It was, what, 4 years ago?
Was it that long ago?
3.5? Rumble.
Yeah, about
No,
3.5, 4, something like that.
Before 31. So we just got to get over it.
Yeah.
I think as a fan base as a whole, Punk's gone.
Roman
But the
Reigns
same
here
people
now.
who booed that guy when he started trying to do a CM Punk chant would mark so hard if Punk came out at a Beyond show or at Ring of Honor or in New Japan.
Anyone who likes wrestling will, whether you're a huge CM Punk fan or not. I bet you he comes back at some point. I doubt to WWE
My theory,
at first.
because he's been very open about, I don't want to do it. I'm done. I'm retired. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to do MMA now. A, we all know how that turned out. Not well.
No.
That
I
fight
would've
was
lost my fight, too.
No. B, what I think is going to happen is there's been a lot of talk about AJ coming back to WWE. And if that happens, I think that will be the thing that drives Punk to return to wrestling. Sitting at home watching his wife wrestle is going to put the itch back in him. He can swear up and down that I will never wrestle again. The moment he sees her wrestling on a regular basis, because she still wants to.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to be retired. She wants to wrestle. I think the moment that she goes back, like you said, he probably won't go back to WWE just because there's a lot of bad blood.
Eventually he will, and it'll be like a weird Vince McMahon versus Bret Hart type situation.
It'll be a
Where
situation
they'll keep
where
poking fun at it and bringing it up, thinking that they're getting over it when they're just making it weird.
it'll be at that point, if he ever does return to WWE, it will be because it is a business transaction. He is not going to go back unless he is given in writing what he deserves
Triple H versus CM Punk WrestleMania 45. I'm fucking calling it now.
for the title.
It's going to be exactly Vince versus Bret, but it'll be Triple H versus fucking CM Punk.
Which will be way better than Bret versus Vince, because that match was not good.
Bret was wearing
don't talk about
jorts.
Hey,
That match
Cena wore jorts for a long time.
Cena
Yeah, and he
still
lost to
wears
Roman Reigns.
jorts.
Every now and then.
I don't know. It's fucking North Shore.
Do we want
Jesus
to?
Christ.
Do we want to talk about that? Do we want to talk about Cena? That whole thing that's going on.
Oh, passing the torch.
Yeah, because we can
Okay.
actually expand upon that even further, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's go ahead.
Well, at No Mercy, which was a pay-per-view that happened.
That did happen.
Was it live on the WWE network?
It was.
How much was that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Something like $10.
Just automatically takes out on my card.
I don't know. Never mind.
Same thing with my Powerbomb.tv subscription.
Yeah. Is also $10 a month.
Yeah.
And you can watch Beyond Wrestling shows there.
Far Beyond Wrestling was the first IPPV that was streamed. But we are getting off topic. John Cena at No Mercy.
Yeah, I didn't watch Far Beyond on Powerbomb.
I watched the Romero Tremont match again because it
Did
was
you cry a
brutal.
little?
It was bad. He had a fucking thumbtack mohawk.
It was fucking awesome.
It was brutal, man.
It was amazing.
And so shiny.
It was shocking.
You should hear Drew's commentary during that match. It's
Denver,
brilliant.
Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
And you can on Powerbomb.tv.
You sure can. Can we get one of those promotional codes, like so people can get the free 20 days? That would be nice.
Can we get money?
Somebody pay us.
Somebody pay us, please.
Um,
Pop covers aren't
so,
free.
Listeners like you.
So Cena
Pop covers ain't
faced Roman
Hashtag.
Reigns at No Mercy.
And and it was I'm coming to Raw because I've never fought you, blah blah blah, and it was clear from the beginning what it was, and it sucks too because you knew the ending was, what happened was gonna happen, but then the promos that Cena was cutting and that, I'll even give Roman his due, they were good, and then the match was Cena hitting four attitude adjustments, avalanche attitude adjustments,
FUs.
FUs, that's right. Yeah, I forgot I used to call them that.
Yeah.
And then the STF was the STFU.
Well, off topic.
Awesome.
So he had the FU changed to the attitude adjustment. He had the STFU changed to just the STF, which is an accurate name for the hold because it's the name of the fucking hold.
It's true.
Shut the fuck.
But here's the thing. The one thing he didn't change is the 5-knuckle shuffle. The worst of the group is the one they let him keep.
Or best based on your preferences.
It's also the worst move of the group.
I am the next Hulk Hogan. I am a role model for children and adults alike, and one of my signature moves is a direct reference to jerking off.
Whoa, come on, you can't say jerking off. Can you?
Jerking off, masturbating,
5-knuckle
choking
shuffle.
the chicken,
Punching the clown.
5-knuckle shuffle.
Playing a little 5-on-1.
So
Forgot all the other ones.
John Cena faced Roman Reigns at No Mercy.
And then Roman Reigns hit. It was a fucking spear.
It wasn't even a good spear.
No, none of them are. Other than the
Has
one
he
where
had
he
a good
murdered
spear?
Shane McMahon at Survivor Series last year. It's so fucking bland.
I miss Edge.
Edge had a good spear. I mean, obviously Goldberg, Rhino's gore is good. Roman Reigns is just like,
Well, he's completely unoriginal. He's completely uninspired.
it's.
Everyone in the Shield got a new gimmick except for him. He's the jock in high school who graduates high school and still wears his Letterman jacket when he's 45. That's what he is.
It sucks because he's a fine wrestler. Like,
He's an okay at best wrestler.
his moveset is so fucking boring and his character sucks and he's not gonna. So anyway, he's the new top guy in the WWE.
He's the new face
He's the new
of WWE, which
It's
was
his job.
Randy Orton a couple years ago, which was Cena again, which is something they like to throw around,
Sometimes it was the Undertaker, and then he beat the Undertaker,
which is bullshit.
and I'm still fucking.
We don't talk about that.
We don't. It just so Cena after the show talked about passing the torch and making Reigns the new top guy. As much as Vince McMahon wants Roman Reigns to be the next John Cena, the next Hulk Hogan, the next Rock, the next Austin, the next Undertaker, it doesn't. All that's happening by pushing him down our throats in his current state is making people hate him more.
And it is, it sucks because right now the WWE has AJ Styles. They have Finn Balor. They have all these other guys who could easily be that guy that the crowd's already behind, who are better wrestlers, better, characters, better everything. And it sucks. But, it's I feel like that should be something that happens naturally. Where they're trying to force it on us, but it's like,
That's what makes it even better of them being a great face, is just because it does happen naturally, so it doesn't happen all the time.
Austin happened naturally. The Rock happened naturally.
well, the second time around, The Rock happened naturally,
Yeah.
but and fucking Cena happened naturally. Like when he first was like the guy, there was no Cena sucks chant. People enjoyed it.
Cena sucks is really only a couple years old.
Right. And it's, Cena obviously doesn't suck. He's actually like a really good wrestler. The character's getting kind of
I think
old, but
I think that the whole ripping on Cena, I think for the most part it's done in a playful manner.
in a Kurt Angle sucks kind of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't hate John Cena. I get bored of John Cena sometimes, but I get bored of a lot of guys sometimes. I genuinely, when Cena's having a match, it very much depends on his opposition, how good that match is going to be, because he brings out the best in people and people bring out the best in him. When we see him and Rusev for 2 years, it's boring.
Cena Styles?
Cena Styles, Cena
Holy
Owens.
shit.
Amazing. John Cena, when he's standing in the ring with a microphone in his hand, is one of my favorite people on the roster. John Cena as a person, it's not a character. We all know this at this point. John,
that he's just like a really good dude.
John might be an asshole at home. He might hoot and
That's
holler,
also a fucking TV show.
and well, no, I'm not even talking. I'm saying
okay.
hypothetically speaking.
Oh, okay.
John could.
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
Did you see Last Dance episode? Oh, sorry. John could hoot and holler and yell and scream at Nikki Bella all he wants in their private life. I don't really care. He genuinely seems like a nice guy. You don't do Make-A-Wish just because the boss told you to. You don't do that many
You don't
Right,
do Make-A-Wish more than anyone else
Right.
in
ever.
history.
Yeah.
You
Put
don't.
Michael Jordan to shame.
Did you see the video
Just
of
to make
him?
Vince happy.
Like, usually you see the same video where Cena surprises some kid and the kid starts crying. There was one recently where the kid surprised John Cena and Cena started crying. And I was just like, damn,
Yeah, that
this guy's just a nice fucking. Have you ever met his dad?
I've booed him. I've never met him.
I got a chance to meet, JC Sr. at a big time wrestling
Yep.
show.
He manages Magnum TA.
He was managing Carlito actually
Oh, no
at the
shit.
time.
Okay.
And he played, the monster heel managers, just like, and I'm playing along, especially at indie shows, you got to play along with the heels, you got to play along with the faces. And I gave him a nice, good old fashioned middle finger, and hey, this is a family show, and just great heel. And then after the show, I walked up to him and I said, Mr. Cena, it was a pleasure seeing you work today. Thank you very much. And I shook his hand, and instantly he is, oh, thank you so much for coming out. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. If Cena is 10% as nice as his dad is, he's one of the nicest guys in the world.
I think he's more. I don't know. I just everything I like hear about him and see about him. It's
I hear the whole family is just
yeah.
these genuinely nice people.
Yeah.
Which is great, especially because, as we've experienced, not naming names, some people in this industry are assholes.
Yeah. People can be. But I mean that's just the way
The world is.
the world is.
Everyone's an
Right.
asshole.
There's some assholes and some nice people. There's it happens. But it's good to see. And what were we even talking about before this?
Cena and Reigns
Cena and
passing the
Reigns.
torch.
That's right,
Oh, yeah.
passing the torch. And the
Let's go talk.
hold the
let's keep
guy's
talking
hand
about
up and
Cena
then
being
point
nice.
at him like The Rock does. I'm doing it. You guys can't see.
You can imagine.
You know what I'm doing. Cena did that after the match.
Just
and
watch No Mercy, Cena versus Roman Reigns, and then you'll know what he's talking about.
I'm actually
At the
glad.
end.
I'm glad the Undertaker didn't do that. Did he do that?
No, he just like
No, he left his
died.
shit in the ring and left.
Yeah,
Fuck this.
He just didn't even clean up.
he
He's like, fuck
couldn't
it.
get up for a while.
This duster weighs too much, and I have to leave it here.
So we all know that it doesn't matter what they tell us. Roman Reigns is not the next top guy in WWE. The fans, unless they repackage him in a proper way, the fans are not going to embrace him as the next John Cena.
It's a slow build.
Hashtag not my top dog.
When's the fucking slow build gonna, amount to anything? Because so far,
No.
isn't
I'm saying that's what it needs. If
I was
if
just saying,
he
this isn't
came
a slow
back-
build. This is the big dig.
No. if it if they did it over 2 years where they he wasn't wearing fucking cargo pants and like a flak
riot
jacket
vest,
like
yeah.
like that's dumb. If he comes back, different look, newer move set, fucking finishers and signatures that are actually moves. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna tackle you.
with a
Like,
manager who can talk for him.
right. That would be cool. And then if people naturally hate him, make him a top heel. If people start to naturally like him,
Hold on, you
make
might be
him-
onto something. Make him a fucking heel will get him over quicker than trying to make him this big old fucking baby face.
Yeah. And it sucks too, because from what I understand, he's also a very nice guy in real life. Much
I'm
like Cena.
sure he is, and you know what? I really, really want to like Roman Reigns. I loved The Shield. The Shield is up with DX in some of my favorite factions of all time. I want to like him. He and Vince and I'm assuming in some roundabout way, Jim Cornette makes him so unlikable. I don't understand it. He needs to be repackaged. But we got off topic, passing the torch. Moving back to our general topics, which is usually indies, there's a lot of talk in New England now that Donovan Dijak has signed with NXT. Who's the next top guy in New England? The argument being had in Beyond.
Maybe not even New England, maybe just the Northeast.
Northeast, sure. We're going to be seeing, hopefully in Worcester, because those are on Powerbomb TV and not just quote-unquote house shows, we're going to be seeing Janela versus Star 2. David Starr and Joey Janela are going to be having their rematch soon. I'm hoping at the end of October.
And honestly, if there is a match that you're going to watch online, watch David Starr versus Joey Janela 1 from
It was brutal.
Beyond Wrestling paying Paul. It is the most brutal match I've ever seen. I think it was worse than 15,000 Thumbtacks.
And the thing is, it's not even like an overly hardcore match. There's a couple hardcore spots, but they're innovative, they're brutal, and
there was a tiny table.
There was a tiny table. Do you know how expensive those fucking tables are?
Yeah, that's
full size tables are like $190.
What's a full size table?
Like the
Like
one
4 times is that? 'Cause
No.
it should be because that's like 4 times the material.
I goddamn hate you.
Yeah,
So
a lot of people do.
we're sitting at basically the size of a tiny table.
We are getting way away from what we were talking about. So passing,
Did we ever really have a topic?
no, passing the torch, in the independent sense, you've got the guys who have, brand name recognition within, let's call it what it is, within a territory. Dijak was getting international.
He was getting bigger. He wrestled at Bola this year. That's on the West Coast, so that's pretty cool. Just a guy from Worcester.
He did the Top Prospect tournament.
Yep, for Ring of Honor, he won.
Yeah, he won the Top Prospect tournament for Ring of Honor. And that was the whole reason he didn't sign with WWE earlier, because Ring of Honor was trying to block that. I guess his initial contract was offered in January.
Oh, no shit.
And Ring of Honor was not having it, which is funny considering 90% of NXT is Ring of Honor now.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
NXT of Honor.
NXT of Honor. Who in the Northeast, who do you think is the next top guy? Who do you think is the next Donovan Dijak? Who's the next guy that you're going to see take a 2-year career, a 3-year career, and go straight to WWE because they're just that damn good? Not Triple H.
Well, he is a New England guy.
He is. From New Hampshire, not Connecticut.
But he's the Connecticut blue blood.
He fucking...
Hunter Hearst
We
Helmsley was
get it.
Triple H.
Oh, sorry. Wrong person.
It's funny because
Jesus, you're dumb.
Hey. Terra Rising.
Terra Rising.
Terra Rising is...
There was no G. Get that hard G out of there.
Seriously. You gotta drop that G. Put it apostrophe.
Put an apostrophe. It's so much cooler.
So you know they mean business?
I think it's Josh Briggs.
Josh fucking Briggs.
He doesn't like you, chances
are he does not like you.
No, he doesn't.
I've always heard him say in matches, I don't like you. I've never heard him go, you're okay. So chances are he doesn't like you.
Let's talk about Josh
Yeah,
Briggs.
you're not too bad.
So Josh Briggs is what, 6'6", 6'7"? I mean, dude's tall.
He's a lot taller than I am.
Yeah.
And he has a better beard because I don't have one.
You really don't. He has the physique that Vince McMahon gets a fucking boner for. I see him. He's new for the most part, as far as I can tell. Can we get a debut on Josh Briggs in wrestling, and also where he trained? I'm assuming it was New England Pro.
Are you doing that right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Josh Briggs is one of those guys that went from who's this guy on this card to, oh shit, Briggs has a match. And he's growing. He grew on me really, really quickly. I love the character. I love the look. He's really agile for a big dude.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have Josh Briggs information?
Yeah, he is 6'7". He was trained by Brian Fury at New England Pro Wrestling Academy and Mike Hollow. I'm trying to get a
debut.
Yeah, how long he's been wrestling. This says from date of interview 11 months, but it doesn't say when the interview was.
11 months after.
Oh, so it's January 8th, 2017. So that's beginning of 2016. That's not long
the
at all.
interview.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
So
just saying, 'cause that doesn't make sense.
he's barely 2 years into his career. He's not even.
He's
2
not
years
even
into
2
his
years.
career.
And him main eventing a show, I wouldn't,
No.
it would make sense.
If you told me Josh Briggs was in the main event,
Right.
I would go, awesome,
right,
great.
it's like, okay, yeah,
He came out of nowhere.
yeah,
I-
'cause
like-
he's good.
He really, really is. And the thing is, like, we're just kind of scratching the surface of Josh Briggs because he isn't the main event yet. Think of the things he's going to do when he's given a 35, 40-minute match. You know, think of what we're going to see based on how good what we have seen has been.
And that's the beauty, I think, of independent wrestling is we choose who the top guy is. You know, it's the, fans who will cheer guys, say, I want to see more of that guy. Promoters understand that, so then they start booking him more, start booking him in better spots. And that's how,
Beyond was posting something about something similar to that on Twitter the other day, talking about how you need to make your fans happy. You need money to promote. But if your fans aren't happy, you're not going to make that money you need to promote. Denver, Colorado grabbed the mic during intermission at Far Beyond Wrestling and just started talking to the crowd. I don't know Drew. I'm not going to claim to know Drew. I've chatted with him a couple of times. The dude is appreciative of his fans. The dude knows that if it weren't for us, and I'm not saying this show, I'm saying us as the Beyond Wrestling fan base, there is no Beyond Wrestling. There is no hometown in, shows in Worcester. There is no, dreams of expanding the promotion further. If we're not going to the shows, there's no more show. And having that, that appreciation towards your fans and understanding what your fans want, essentially being the polar opposite of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and saying, you know what? I want to put this guy at the top, but they don't want him at the top. Maybe someday, but they don't want this guy at the top. Josh Briggs will be a main event player in Beyond Wrestling in the next 12 months.
yeah,
Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed. He's already an established player in XWA.
seen him at Chaotic. I know he wrestles in Limitless. Like, all the New England.
The three biggest promotions, and I'm talking like legit independent promotions. Nothing against New England Championship or NEW or Big Time Wrestling, but they are promotions that usually use WWE or former ECW and WCW superstars to fill the seats. Straight independent promotions like Limitless, like Chaotic, like Beyond. He's working the big three in big four if you throw in XWA as well. And he's doing fantastic work. He's one of the guys that went from I don't know you to I'm really excited that you're on this card.
Yeah, and he for Far Beyond, he wasn't even on the card. He was mystery
He
opponent.
was a MJF's mystery opponent. Yeah.
Yeah, and when he came out, which was, we're on the other side of the ring, but it's kind of easy to see him because he's so fucking tall.
6'7".
I got very excited.
Yeah,
I was
you're
very,
tall.
very happy. Yeah, very happy to see him wrestle. He wrestled at American Raw, Cam Zagami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That was awesome.
Cam
That's
Zagami's
guy's
another
been growing on
guy.
me.
Yeah,
Cam Zagami.
Tommy Collins gets a little tent
little
in the
happy.
pants. Yeah, when
And a boner. Ha!
Cam Zagami is, because I've seen him
Too much effort for the horns.
at multiple shows. I've seen him play the heel, and I've seen him play the uber face.
yes,
He's great either way. The guy can play a room one way or the other, whether he's shaking hands and kissing babies or flipping off the crowd and playing with Joey Ryan's dick. No, that was all
that was
good.
Anthony Green.
Yeah. He said he'd never wash his hand again with 100 retweets.
That's gross.
Yeah. But no, Cam Zagami is one of those guys too, where I'm just like, and he's young.
Yeah,
He's only like 22, 23, I think.
I know he's super young.
And he's going places. If the cruiserweight division doesn't completely dissolve in WWE, I could see him being a guy that would run that division. But the cruiserweight division in WWE is a joke. No offense to any of the performers. It's just the way it's booked. It's the way it's built. The performers are amazing. I've had the opportunity to see Lince Dorado wrestle. I've had the opportunity to see Gulak wrestle. And that's just it's main event. It's the replacement for main eventer superstars. We don't know what to do with these guys. We're going to try to create this division that people want, but we want it to be a division within the company, not this extra thing.
Right.
And it sucks because they make them wrestle they make people wrestle on Raw and SmackDown. They don't get to
Let
in the
them do
cruiserweight.
flippy shit.
Yeah, in the cruiserweight classic,
Where's Flip Gordon and all this?
Who was it? It was Grand Metal League TJ Perkins in the final. I went back and watched that recently. That was a hell of a match, and they were beating the shit out of each other while still doing some very innovative flippy shit, as we say.
Flippy shit.
And it was awesome, and it's just let them do that. That was awesome.
I don't know. I don't know if they're afraid of injury or if
WWE's afraid of injury.
Or
They
if
have their guys wrestle 9 days a week.
they just don't understand, because the nice thing about the Cruiserweight Classic is, all of these, a lot of those guys were signed before the tournament even aired. Before the tournament even started, they were offering these guys contracts.
Yeah,
But
including Kota Ibushi, but that's a whole nother story.
yeah, but
God, that'd be awesome.
there was nothing to lose during the tournament itself. They were allowed to wrestle the way they wanted to wrestle, the way people understood they wrestled. It's why, I believe it's why Zack Sabre Jr. didn't want to sign, because he didn't want to wrestle the WWE style. He wanted to keep doing what he was doing. He's also a guy who's probably making a killing on the indies.
I think he does quite all right for himself.
It's not too bad.
He is. I haven't watched New Japan in a little while, but I know he was in the Intercontinental picture against Tanahashi for a little while, and I think he still is. He might be the champion for all I know. Like I said, I haven't watched it in a little while. I still pay my 999 yen a month, though.
It's roughly $10 according to their website.
It's like $8. It's
No, if you go on their, it actually says roughly $10.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 8 and change. It's a better value than the WWE Network.
Yeah, and then it's New Japan.
It's New Japan, and it's a really good product.
Actually, you know what? Let's talk about that survey that Vince and the boys sent out the other day.
That's right.
That
Oh, yeah, I still didn't
WWE
look at that.
is apparently, now I'm going to say it and then I'm going to complain about it for a second. They're asking fans if they would be interested in a more mature product on the network, something rated TV-14 akin to ECW. If they bring back WWECW, I will probably be mad unless they give it to Paul.
And
They
he gets
say,
his phone back.
Paul, fucking
He just wants his
Fandango's
phone.
got it.
Fandango has it. That's right.
He's got
Yeah.
the phone.
Fuck, Josh Briggs could be the new 911. Oh, it's all coming together.
So he has the phone, but he's over on SmackDown.
Oh,
Well, Paulie Dangerously's on Raw, so they haven't linked up. They're always in two different
That's true.
places.
That's true. I would love them. We've talked about it a lot. How now with the network, it's not like all of the mature content that they used to do is gone. It's just got a little warning before it every time you watch it. There's no reason having the network, and if you want to protect the children, you've got all of the parental controls and all that kind of garbage. You know, if you want to protect it, then you can. The simple fact of the matter is, with the network, we can have a TV 14 product from WWE. My question is, what makes it TV 14? They don't blade anymore. So
But they could start.
would they let them? Because they swear a decent amount on Raw. Like, they've allowed...
John Cena to say damn a few times.
Well,
Damn.
you know, they've brought back bitch.
Yep.
They've brought back, you know, they've stopped dampening the crowd every time they say holy shit or asshole. Even on Hulu, because I just watch on Hulu because I'm lazy and I don't need 3 hours of fucking Michael Cole telling me what happened 5 minutes ago.
Oh, good God.
I know.
I haven't watched it on Hulu
Dude.
recently.
JR and Corey Graves. Fantastic. It would be so good.
Oh yeah. So like what you know, what do they do? What do you want them to do with a TV 14 product?
Well, they gave you the $10 to spend, and I think I just spent it all on getting content from New Japan and Ring of Honor onto the network. I like TV 14. It's not. I don't know. It's not a huge priority to me.
Well, hold on. But so like we go to a lot of Beyond shows.
Yes.
Beyond is definitely a more mature wrestling product.
I wouldn't bring my kids.
Yeah, no.
But,
no. Even with like at Far Beyond, Rich said like I'm gonna try. I was told to like not swear unless
I think that
necessary.
was because of Powerbomb.
But even with that, that was
There was still fucking tag team matches.
there was
Even
adult
with that, and
there was adult content in
Colorado said
situations.
fuck like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, but
Yeah.
that was during intermission. That was not aired live. So what if we had a product from WWE that was more akin to Beyond Wrestling? Wouldn't that be something that you would want?
Yes. It would never happen.
We're not going to get fucks. They're not going to say
No.
fuck.
I don't care about that. I'm just saying the intimacy. I think that's a huge part of what these smaller independent shows do. How many people fit into the Electric Haze? 100?
200.
200?
You can have 200 people in a ring.
Okay.
I don't know if that counts the performers.
Okay, so we'll split the difference. 150 people.
Sure.
There's 150 people in not that big of a room with a 16 by 16 or 18 by 18 ring or whatever they use. It's very intimate.
Well, okay.
It gets ripe in there. It's and I don't feel like you could capture the magic of that. But if they were to do like an ECW style show where it's a little more on the hardcore side, I would be fine with that. As long as it was actually done well and not like.
You mean like the first month of the reboot of ECW and not every subsequent month after that?
I'm talking, 90.
So you're talking
596
original ECW.
Yeah, original ECW. And it doesn't have like and when I say that I mean there's no hardcore matches. There's just wrestling matches that if they get a little out of hand, they get a little out of hand. If they get if somebody gets hit with a chair, it's fine. Or if somebody goes through a table, it's fine. They're not going to get counted out. They're not going to get disqualified.
So you're saying like an ECW rules, I'm doing the quotations, style show.
ECW-esque.
And not, it doesn't have to be 2,000 light tube matches every week. I don't want that. I
We-
really don't want
You don't
that.
want CZW. You want the transition from Eastern Championship Wrestling to Extreme Championship
Yeah.
Wrestling.
Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko had some of the greatest matches of all time in ECW. They weren't hardcore matches, but they were, there was no countouts. There's no,
There was no
disqualification.
rowdy.
They get a little on the rougher side, but they're still,
It's technical.
it's technical as fuck. It was like,
Dean Malenko, a technical wrestler?
yeah, who would have thought?
Huh.
He has the second most moves in professional wrestling
I heard Jericho has the
The
most.
Yeah.
second most move.
by about 4.
Hashtag armbar.
All of
My
them.
favorite, 792. I think it's an armbar.
I would like it, and I'm on the survey. They also talked about. I thought it was ballsy to say, would you like us to have the TNA Jeff Jarrett Global Force Wrestling video
Jeff
library
Jarrett.
on the network? And I was like,
No!
I see. No, I would be okay with it,
No,
except
I'd be fine with it because then I'd actually watch
except
it.
for the fact that it would just signal the death of another wrestling promotion.
Yeah.
He's
Well, see, that brought a smile to my face. Not TNA dying, although it.
TNA's already dead.
It's already dead. It's GFW.
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett.
Like
Slapnuts.
I don't want to. I don't want to see Global Force die. I don't want to see Ring of Honor die. What perfect world. WWE has WWE wrestlers, and it's starting to be this way where the UK guys, a lot of the women who now wrestle for WWE can go to Shimmer, can go to Progress for the UK guys, like stuff like that, where it's like 11 months out of the year, almost every week they're going to be on Raw, but every once in a while they'll show up on Ring of Honor.
Shimmer followed us on Twitter the other day. Thank you for following
No
us,
shit,
Shimmer.
that's cool. But you know what I'm saying. It's they're still WWE wrestlers, but every once in a while it's like that would be awesome to see Biff Busick pop back up in a New England ring,
You mean in a Beyond ring?
in a Beyond ring
against fucking like JT Dunn or something? I don't.
Yeah, people would poop their pants,
I already did. Just thinking about it.
but
No, you spell it.
But that would be awesome. And the fact that they mentioned New Japan and Ring of Honor and Jeff Jarrett on that survey, it's like maybe they are reaching out. And they even actually I think they mentioned Progress on it too. That would be awesome just to, open the doors a little bit.
Do you think
Give a
maybe
little, take a little,
maybe they're trying to start a service where the WWE network is not just WWE? They're not going to own the content of Ring of Honor. They're just going to give them a platform.
That's fine.
Not
I honestly
soon.
think it's because they're fucking losing so much money.
Have you seen the pictures from recent SmackDown
Yeah.
tapings?
Oh yeah.
Their attendance is
Where near the hard cam, there's no one. They make everybody else sit on the other
so
side of the arena.
I'm the kind of guy where I've been to almost every WWE pay-per-view that's been in Boston or Worcester, every show for years. Clash of Champions is going to be in Boston this year. I don't care. I'd much rather go to the Beyond show that's going to be the end of November than
it'll be the same
or
night,
December than go to Clash of Champions. I honestly, going to a WWE live show is becoming more of a hassle than anything, especially because I'm not expecting much anymore.
No.
Now, if we were getting Hell in a Cell, TLC, Extreme Rules, something with a gimmick, I might be more inclined to go.
Instead of just a regular
Clash
ass.
of Champions, where they're already kind of promoting the main event is going to be all like WWE Champion versus Universal Champion or some crap like that. I think that's what I was reading
So
somewhere.
it'll be Brock
sounds like-
Lobster versus Jinder Mahal.
Which I don't know. Maybe they're getting rid of the brand split already. I don't fucking know. I do not know what they're thinking in general.
Maybe they're
But
trying
at the
to make
same
that one of the
time,
ones where they
you also
come
look
together.
like you don't fucking care.
I don't. I really I sound half the time like I don't like WWE. I do because I like professional wrestling.
Yeah, as much as we all sit here and whine and complain about shit, I can honestly say I am a big fan of WWE, and
It's a product that is sometimes only good 25-30% of the time, but when they're on, they're on. They do really good things. If we've got any given Raw that has, we'll say, 6 storylines that we see on a given Raw, there's usually always one that's really good, and
it
you're like,
involves
man.
Braun Strowman.
Well, usually.
I want my theme song just to be me yelling my own name.
God!
Now they have shirts that just say Braun. I'm doing the lines with my shirt.
You're doing lines on your... No drugs on the show.
Sorry.
Wait, what? I'm out of here.
I don't know. I think that survey was interesting, but once again, I feel like WWE has sent out surveys in the past that have been like, hey, what do you think about this? And then it never comes to fruition. I'm not getting my hopes up, but I feel like when it comes to original content on the network, they are sorely lacking in original in-ring content.
Right. I don't give a shit what women wrestlers are doing behind the scene drinking wine. Like,
Total Divas is not a WWE show in my eyes. It's an E show.
Right. Same thing with like John Cena.
Holy Foley
seemed like a nice guy. Holy Foley was a decent show
because
it was a lot of in-ring shit.
Exactly. If the storyline of season 1 of Holy Foley was not Noelle training, I probably wouldn't have liked it as much.
Yeah.
But seeing her train was actually a lot of fun. And I know it's a reality show. They film a bunch of shit and then they create a story based on footage they have.
Yeah.
Just like every other reality show. But it was entertaining. I think Ride Along's really fun. Ride Along's really funny. Because it's
like
legit.
Or story time.
Yeah, it's legit stories.
Actually, I really like
stories from the road that these guys are sharing, and they're letting them just share their stories. And I'm sure they cut a lot of shit out that they say. But, you know, we get the tournaments every now and then.
It's been... 6 months.
But we need more than just tournaments. 205 Live, in my opinion,
do it right.
It's a failed experiment.
It's not. Make it right. Make it better.
They won't though.
I know.
They should stop treating the cruiserweights like they're lepers and just let them have their spot on the main show. Don't change the ropes. Don't change the lighting. They're just. The Cruiserweight Championship is another title in the WWE.
Right, and it's funny because I've seen Enzo wrestle big guys. I've seen Neville wrestle big guys. Just do that every once in a while. Like I'm not saying, you know, throw Neville in the ring with Braun Strowman because then he'd get murdered, but like Finn Balor versus Neville.
That'd be fucking awesome.
That'd be a really good match. Like, I don't know, do that every once in a while.
But
AJ
like
Styles versus Neville.
Giving us so we have NXT on the network, and that's their farm league. Give us another main show promotion on the network. Like, you have NXT, you have WWE, which is the flagship, and then you have another show. It's smaller. It's still a touring show, but it is a smaller, intimate setting with top guys. I'm not saying NXT wrestlers are not top guys because they were top guys on the independent circuit. But like, give us a show, like, hell, just give AJ Styles his own wrestling show. Give us take AJ Styles
on AJ Styles Fights
on AJ Styles' weekly Iron Man match.
I'd watch it.
Give us AJ Styles,
of course you would.
Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura,
Finn Balor,
Sami Zayn.
Fuck. Holy shit. Just have those guys wrestle each other like
over and over again.
That's it. It's just them. Okay.
That would be awesome.
In conclusion,
it's like Real World, only it's just them wrestling.
It's just them wrestling.
Yeah.
But no, giving us an independent themed style WWE promotion would be awesome. It's not hardcore necessarily, but it's ECW style. It's about the wrestling. We just let them go out there, give them steel ropes so they can do all their flippy shit, and we'll just move on. So this has been
a clusterfuck
weird
episode.
Fucking episode.
But thanks for listening.
I liked it.
All 36 of you, I'm going with 36.
That's a pretty good number.
So,
But for reals, if you do like our show, please,
But for
give us
real,
a thumbs up.
37.
Let us know that you are there. We appreciate every one of you.
We still care.
We still care.
we may not sound like it, but we do.
Like us on Instagram, Facebook.
No, there's no
Or
Instagram yet.
what's the other one?
Twitter.
Instagram.
I don't know, go on Instagram and say you like us.
Yeah, just tell
Just
people
take a
how
picture
much
of you
like
writing
us.
down that you like us. Then that's them liking us on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Or is
Yeah.
that Pinterest? Pin us.
Pin us.
Pin us on your Pinterest. We'll show you how to make a daffodil-themed undergarments for your cats and ferrets.
Shut the fuck
I thought you were
up.
gonna turn that into some dirty innuendo after you did the whole pin
No, it
us
was just
thing, and then you went
fucking nonsense.
left field, and
Yep.
I don't like it.
That's
anymore.
horseshit.
It is.
That's it. I quit.